Any other public comment at this time? Yes, please state your name and address for the record.
Ryan Pierce, 1848 Miller Drive. I'm going to try to rush through this because I know 3 minutes isn't enough. As a citizen and taxpayer of DuPont, I'm here to speak in opposition of council approving an ordinance to submit a property tax measure in April. I thought the citizens were promised by council and the mayor that if a ballot was to fail, that the elected officials would go back and look at why it failed. Did it fail because it was $1.80? Was too much. Maybe that's why it failed. The levy failed roughly by 117 no votes. I did not look at those statistics today myself, but in past statistics, roughly 117. 159 other DuPont residents did not vote. Why didn't they vote? If the levy failed because the $1.80 was considered too much, then what's going to happen when the citizens are promised this wonderful fire service for an additional $1? And in reality, it's going to cost $2 per thousand assessed valuation, or more than $2 per assessed valuation, once the city proposes the annexation, because DuPont will not be able to annex for just $1. It would appear to almost be an ARM mortgage loan for the Lakewood Fire Department. Pay $1 today, and tomorrow you'll pay $2, but we won't look at the small print. I have a hard time comprehending that the facts that have been provided by the task force or by the hired interim have been questioned by citizens, but yet even after council has been provided with proof that the comparable departments used to justify a full-time department are actually departments that are augmented by volunteers. Council still refuses to look at this. DuPont has a future. What is it? DuPont's future is just not a fire department. DuPont's future is parks. DuPont's future is the police department. DuPont's future is administration. Why are we just looking at the fire department right now? So to have a $2.6 million budget for 700 fire calls, how many of those are lockouts, meaning the fire department goes and helps somebody get in their house? I think roughly 100 of those. But doing the math equates to almost $4,000 a call. I don't know in your checkbook, but that's a lot of money in mine. So, and the sad thing is there's obviously people out there that were against this, and they're not going to speak out because they're in fear of retaliation. And what do I mean by retaliation? You know, if I was on council and I had 4 paid firefighters staring at me every council meeting while they're on duty, I would question how I'm going to respond to this. It's interesting that we pay our firefighters to come to our council meetings and stand in the back of the room. Don't we have anything better to do? Like training? In today's representative democracy, when our government is supposed to be open and accountable to its citizens, I find it disappointing that when a citizen chooses to express an opinion that differs from that which is proposed by our elected officials, that citizen becomes the target of derision and mistrust. Our elected officials are supposed to be open-minded and are supposed to solicit all opinions, not just those that are in agreement to theirs. By considering all sides of an issue, the final decision becomes better for it.
Please wrap up, Mariah.
I am. Jason and I have chosen to exercise our right to voice our opinion regarding the fire levy and the level of service needed by the citizens of DuPont, and now find that we have become targets. Our actions and our opinions have been expressed as citizens and taxpayers of DuPont and have nothing to do with our employment outside this city. So to approach our employers, whether done intentionally or not, in an attempt to silence our opposition, can be viewed as harassment and can be viewed as a violation of our right to free speech. One of the strengths of democracy is the ability to hear and consider opposing views. Any decision proposed should be able to withstand scrutiny. When citizens are pressured to suppress their opposing views, I can only assume that the decision being proposed lacks true consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Any other citizen comment at this time?